Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my Another Eden videos. In this, I'm going to cover the version 2.0.2 update, Bound Wills, and the Hollow Puppeteer. For this particular video, I'm going to emphasize a little bit more on the new characters that came to both global and Japan, Joker and Morgana, as they are excellent additions, especially for newer players, since they fill in a DPS and a supportive healer role that a lot of new players are struggle on. So without further ado, what's next, or what is new? We have the Persona 5 event, the Persona 5 characters Joker and Morgana, and new characters join us through Dreams. Joker comes in a rarity of 4 to 5 stars. He gets his 5 stars naturally from progressing with this event. His element type is Null with a little bit of fire added into it. He is a slash sword bangle user. His type is Shadow, and his Valor chant pierces attack all enemies in terms of a large attack, and he loads 5 bullets, which is one of his key mechanics. Maximum up to 8 bullets can be stored. And Joker's Tokachev, which is his ultimate weapon, can be found in chests in the remote cottage. So if you find all 10 of these key items, you can trade it in to fully unlock his weapon, further increasing his power output. Next, we have Morgana. He comes in a rarity of 5 stars. He's a wind element slash sword bangle user, and he is a shadow type. His Valor chant increases the type resistance of all your party members up by 40% for 1 turn, which is excellent since that'll mitigate a ton of damage if you're fighting, say, a boss or a very high level horror that does earth type damage. Next, we have Rosetta. She comes in 4 to 5 stars. Her element is fire. She's a blunt staff ring user, and her type is shadow. Her Valor chant increases fire type attacks of all party members by 40% for 1 turn, so it's a great setup if you're running a fire team that's going into another force. You can get her Judgment Tome in Adara Volcano very hard. I want to say that Rosetta is probably one of the better offensive healers in this game, so if you don't have any healers, you could try to pull for Rosetta. But since Morgana came out, Morgana can kind of replace the Mariel Rosetta role for new players, since the heals from Morgana should be more than enough for just stories. And the fact that Morgana does really decent amount of damage for support will make him fill multiple roles. Next, we have Akane Another Style. She is a unit that's coming up, but I wanted to just include her. She's a 5-star rarity unit. Her element is fire. She's a sword katana ring user. Her type is light. And her Valor chant increases the power of herself by 30% and speed by 30% for 3 turns. You can get her Mika Hayahai tome acquired in the Nopal shop, which you can buy 2 for the limit, and any random drop from a boss from another dungeon very hard. And so, just a quick recap on how to start the event. You go to the Symphony tab in the record section. You gotta clear the main story, chapter 2. The suggested levels are between 1 to 35, and there are a total of 3 chapters, and the bonus was the Tokachev mentioning earlier. And just a quick rundown on the new Persona 5 royal characters. Like I said, Joker is going to be a very solid attacker. He fills a lot of roles, even though he's null damage, which means he can't really fit in to any specific monotype teams. He still does a lot of damage, especially for a free character. And since both Joker and Morgana have the one more passive, which allows them to attack twice if they land a weak attack, and his triple burst, which you should save anywhere between 6 to 8 bullets right before another force, allows him to hit very, very hard. So, and his Valor chant, which lets him clear a lot of mobs without expending mana, and especially since he can trigger the one more passive, is a great combination. Note that even though he's null, his attacks still do piercing damage, so he does cover a few of the different spectrums of attack types that can land that weak attack. Morgana, on the other hand, it can be your main healer if you haven't pulled Mario, Myris, Rosetta, and future Donaris. So with the same passive, Morgana is also more offensive focused. He's actually has a very high damage output wind skill called the Wind High Booster that he can use right before another force to then use his Miracle Punch as his spammable skill during another force. But if you do have poison applied, you are suggested to take the Mahagarudane because it does more damage if the target is poisoned. Since Morgana doesn't have access to poison, that could be a little bit of a troublesome problem, but most wind units do have some sort of poison application, or if you have Yuna as well. So yeah, these two new characters pretty much make the new player experience a lot more less dependent on RNG. So I would say if you're a new player, or if you need a healer, to definitely do this event, because first off, it's a really cool event, a really cool collab, the first ever with another Eden history, and with such a big IP that's Persona. So yeah, I think Right Flyer Studios should definitely keep up with this quality in their future collaborations. But anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you found this information helpful, because this was the first time I had to do something that was kind of new, where we didn't really have too much foresight into the content here. But anyways guys, take care, have a wonderful day, bye bye.